figure fans? It's the one and only optibotimus coming to you with another video review. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new Masters of the Universe Origins Heroic Master of Weapons Man-at-Arms. Now, this is the one I was looking forward to the most. If you watch any of my videos, you know that throughout all of the different franchises that I love, typically speaking, the smart guy was always my favorite. So, Wheeljack in Transformers, Donatello in Ninja Turtles, Egon with Ghostbusters, Man-at-Arms with He-Man. And the other thing that's really nice about getting Man-at-Arms is him, in addition to Beastman, He-Man, and Skeletor, make up the first 4 of the figures that were released way back in the 80s. Throw in Battle Cat, which was also released, we basically have a retelling of that whole thing, which, in addition to the way that these figures and packaging have been done, is really cool and a nice homage to that entire history. Looking at the package though, like I said, very reminiscent of the vintage ones. The only thing that's different is you have the modern posing retro play blast right there. You got new for 2020 up in the corner. Of course, you got that really nice blister with the little dimple right there. Got the mini comic, which is the same as all of them, but hey, gives you a chance to get like a perfect one, I guess, right? You come around to the back of the package, you got the other figures that are available. Like I said, He-Man, Skeletor, Man-at-Arms, and Beastman made up that first 4 that were released. I'm trying to think, Teela, Merman, Zodak, I feel like there was a 4th one, but I don't remember. Those ones came out later. Evelyn wasn't even part of that first group, so it's cool that we're getting her this early. Can see that he holds his mace nicely. You can pose him in different action poses. Says up here, Weapons Master and Loyal Advisor, Man-at-Arms assists He-Man in the battle against evil. And of course, he's one of the few people that know the secret of Prince Adam in He-Man. But for the package, and great art on here as well. You got a dragon going around there. I mean, I love that. That's so cool. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. And here we have Man-at-Arms opened up and out of his packaging. And like all of the Origin figures, Duncan does come with his mini comic. It is the same that we've gotten before. And you come around in the back, you see all the figures that are in this first wave. And really a very nice lineup to start things off. And then obviously for his accessories, he does come with this mace. Now all of this is done in a orangish yellow plastic. There's not a ton of paint detail really in any of these figures, specifically the weapons, but they're still sculpted very nicely. You can see the little knobs around there, and then the little kind of mechanical text stuff down here like a switch and maybe some buttons. Overall, it does look really nice and does a nice job of looking like it's supposed to. He also does come with his armor. Now, as you can see, you got some straps right here that you can just slide in here. I feel the easiest way of applying all of these straps for all these Origin figures is just to kind of slide things over. So first, I want to take his leg off, pop that off just like that, and then bring this up and then plug that back in there. It's just a little bit easier than trying to get that strap to completely go around. So getting that there, let's get that situated as best as we can. Obviously you could see that his legs can be extended and everything. I like doing that as just like, hey, look what this can actually do. So let's see, get that in there. I don't have that rotated right, so just futz with it, get it looking as good as you possibly can. And I feel like I'm having issues with them. There we go. Come on, get that down there. All right, so you have his, again, I don't know why that's not really lining up. All that would, well, because maybe I don't have it on there straight, and then that would probably do it. There you go. That looks a little bit better. So there's that, and then I'm just going to pull his arm off and his hand off. Again, makes it a little bit easier. So we're going to take this, slide this down over, oh no, it's going to be like this. That slides down there. And then this piece, you want to line up the little accordion looking sections with that bit right there. So you slide that in, kind of just futz that over there. We're going to put his hand back on, if I can. You know, I said that it was easier, and I'm making it look like it's not easier. So sorry! Alright, so there we go. And pop that in there. And then again, you can futz with this. You know, well, son of a gun. That just completely pulled off. So let's see. Let me show you this way of doing it. But see, like, this is where it's a little bit tricky. I mean, it's not that difficult. You can do it any way you want. But I'm going to fit that over his little bicep to kind of bring that down. And then make sure that that gets extended up there. There we go. And there's your completed look for Man-at-Arms, or Duncan, as he's commonly referred to as by his friends. And then, of course, you can have him hold his mace. Now, a lot of people have criticized the Origin figures, mostly in the new head sculpt that Mattel has given us. This one I think is fantastic. In the original vintage figure, they didn't have a mustache on him. The actual cartoon, though, put a mustache on him. So what's really nice is this updated head sculpt has that mustache, and in my opinion, this is probably the best head sculpt that we've gotten so far. I think that it looks absolutely terrific. The paint detail for the helmet looks really nice. Yes, it is a little bit kind of simple, but again, at a $15 price point, these are meant to be fairly simple, and they're meant to homage those simple figures that we got back in the 80s. You can see he does come with this chest armor. You can attach this or remove it if you want to. It just kind of snaps in through some little straps right here, and then a little button sort of strap right in the back. But basically the same thing. So the body is almost identical to He-Man's. It's just done green. Same arms, same body, same codpiece, same thighs, same shins, lower section, same feet, all that stuff. Just the head's different, and obviously the armor, but it completely gives a different look for the character, and I love that so much. I do wish that there was some extra paint detail, like maybe in the armor, but again, I can't really fault it on that because the original vintage one didn't have that kind of thing. So again, it's they're meant to replicate those vintage toys with some updates. So while yes, they are meant for collectors, the price point isn't a collector price point. That's the classics line. This is a completely different thing, but I think it is really very nice. Articulation wise, the head is on a really good ball joint. Get a real nice range of motion with that. The shoulder do have that pins. Did I pop that off again? Yes, I did. It does have that pin hinge joint so that you can move it forward and back as well as in and out. And yeah, get that in there, and that's gonna slide down. I'm just having all sorts of problems with Man-at-Arms here. Come on, Man-at-Arms. Work with me here, buddy. There we go. So you do have that range of motion there. I'm dropping that now. You do have a waist swivel. You do have a ball joint here for the hips, allowing forward and back in and out motion. You do have a bend at the knee. You have a boot cut. And then you also do have the rotation at the knee joint itself. So good range of motion. And then the ankles move forward and back, and they have that ankle pivot. So all the same kind of articulation that we've seen in all of the figures thus far. This guy, the character is my favorite. The armor is a little bit fiddly sometimes, but if you don't play with it, I'm sitting here kind of moving everything around. So if you don't force things, it's going to be perfectly fine. I think it displays absolutely beautifully. I think that, like I said, my favorite character turned out to be, in my opinion, one of the best looking. He just has, he has a much better head sculpt, which I think just is nailed by how he looked in terms of both the actual cartoon as well as the action figure. I think that both are represented nicely here. Yet again, an absolute tremendous release in the Origins line. So, all that being said, if Man-at-Arms here is a figure that you would like to add to your collection, for the remainder of 2020, he will be exclusive to Walmart stores. After that, he'll be available at mass retail. And the official street date for these is August 1st, even though some places have actually been putting them out early. Either way, if you're looking for them, good luck and happy hunting. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Remember, if you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you would do one very simple thing for me, and that's just to hit that thumbs up button. That one very small gesture really does go a long way towards helping me out, and I would really very much appreciate it. Also, I want to send a huge shout out to all of my patrons who, through their continued support, now more than ever help to make reviews like this possible. And if you'd like information on how you can help support my channel by becoming a patron, feel free to check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/optibotimus. And as always, remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.